excretion.
Let us see this video
The
on
biological
excretion.
process involved in the removal of harmful metabolic wastes from the body is called excretion. As in other processes like nutrition, respiration, transportation, different organisms use different strategies to do excretion. In case of unicellular organisms, wastes are removed from body surface into the surrounding water by the process called diffusion. But in case of multicellular organisms, specialized organs are evolved to perform excretion. Excretion in human beings. The chief organ that is involved in excretion is kidneys. The excretory system of human beings consists of 1. A pair of kidneys, right kidney and left kidney. 2. A pair of ureters, right ureter and left ureter. 3. A urinary bladder. 4. A urethra. Kidneys are located in the abdomen on either side of the backbone. Kidney is a basic filtration unit. It consists of very thin-walled blood capillaries. Each capillary cluster is associated with cup-shaped end of a tube that collects filtered urine. Each kidney has large number of filtration units called nephrons packed close together. The waste products are nitrogenous wastes that are collected from the blood in the form of urine. The produced urine passes through ureters into urinary bladder. The urine is stored in the urinary bladder and the urine is released to outside through urethra. Now, let us learn how urine is produced. The process of urine formation takes place in 3 steps. 1. Filtration. 2. Reabsorption. 3. Secretion. Filtration. The nitrogenous wastes, such as urea, uric acid, are removed from blood in the kidneys. The process of urine formation takes place in nephron. Reabsorption. Some substances like glucose, amino acids, salts, and major water, which are filtered along with nitrogenous waste, are reabsorbed. The amount of water reabsorbed depends on excess water and dissolved waste along with wastes. Secretion. Reabsorbed components of wastes are secreted into the blood when the urine flows through the tubular part of nephron in the kidney. Mechanism of urination. The urine formed in kidney enters into a lung tube called ureter. The one end of the ureter is connected to kidney and the other end is connected to urinary bladder. Urine is stored in the urinary bladder until the pressure of urinary bladder leads to urge to pass urine. When it reaches the pressure to urge to pass it, urine passes out through urethra. How can we hold urine until it reaches to the urge to pass urine? As the urinary bladder.
With that, we come to an end of
Muscular,
this.
and it is under the control of nerve.
We come to an end of this slide, children. Now, something which I hope the functioning of the kidney must have been very quite clear. I'll now take you to the structure of a functional unit of kidney, which we call it as nephron. This is what you can see here. Now, what is nephron? A nephron is the structure which is used to separate water, ions, and small molecules from the blood, filter out the waste and toxin, and return needed molecules back to the blood, and therefore it is functional. Its filtration is said to be ultrafiltration. And this glomerulus like a structure, what you are seeing here, what is it? Its main function is to filter plasma to produce glomerular filtrate, which passes down the length of these nephron tubules and finally coming to the collecting duct, which then empties it into the ureter. Now, glomerulus is nothing but this, you can see. It's a tuft of a small blood vessels called capillaries, which are located within the Bowman's capsule. This is a cup shaped structure. इसके अंदर जो capillaries का network एक bunch के जैसा होता है, bunch of capillaries called glomerulus, and where it is present into this cup shaped structure of the nephron unit, which is said to be the Bowman's capsule. Now, efferent arteriole is bringing the blood from renal artery, and which splits up into the thin capillary like structures. Now, blood enters the capillary of the glomerulus, and finally it gets filtered all the way. We have now one question to ask, that how is this function of the formation of urine taking place? So the formation of urine is happening in three major steps, children. You have seen it in the previous video. Glomerular filtration, which we call as ultrafiltration, reabsorption, and finally the secretion. I'll just take you to the quick review of the things. Now, during glomerular filtration, the blood is filtered in such a way that all the constituents of the plasma reach the Bowman's capsule except proteins, and therefore this is known as ultrafiltration. Reabsorption में क्या होता है? 99% of the filtrate obtained is reabsorbed by the renal tubules, and these reabsorb what? Calcium, sodium, chloride, and regulate the pH of urine by secreting protons and absorbing carbonates. This is achieved by both active and passive absorption. And then the secretion, which is the next step in the urine formation. The tubular cells secrete substances like hydrogen ion, potassium ion, and finally this is a form of filtrate. But then these are the secreted ions combined with the filtrate, and then they form the urine, and the urine passes out of the nephron tubule into this collecting duct. And let me tell you what is the composition of urine. It is 95% water and only 5% of nitrogenous waste. What are the waste? Such as urea, ammonia, creatine are excreted in urine. Osmoregulation is also the process of regulating body fluid, and this is a very important job of kidneys. Now I move into the next functioning of neuron. We have almost seen in the previous slide. I come to the process of hemodialysis. Another very important thing which is given. What is it? Hemodialysis, artificial kidney, I can say. Now, we know kidneys are the vital organs for survival, as these are the organs which are responsible for removal of the toxic waste. Accumulation of the toxic waste or the poisonous waste may even lead to the death. Now, what happened in artificial kidneys? They contain number of tubules with a semi-permeable linings. I'll just take you to the next slide. The things you can see will return back. They are taken from the artificial kidneys, will have lot of number of tubes which are outside the body, and सेमी परमेबल लाइनिंग एक टैंक है जिसमें डायलाइजिंग लिक्विड रहता है. This liquid has the same osmotic pressure as the blood, except that it doesn't have nitrogenous waste. The patient blood is passed through these tubules. You can see anticoagulant is mixed here so that the blood doesn't coagulate, and the patient blood passes through all these passages. You can see long tubular network, and finally into this dialysing liquid, where all the toxic waste are sucked in or are left into the dialysing liquid, and the purified blood is then finally pumped back into the veins. This is similar to the function of the kidney. You know, dialysis machines are very similar to the function of kidney. But what is disadvantage? The disadvantage here is that there is no reabsorption taking place, which is a very important part of the urine formation. ये सिर्फ किडनी में होता है. आर्टिफिशियल डायलिसिस में ये सब नहीं होता है. नॉर्मली इन एन ह्यूमन एडल्ट एवरेज अमाउंट ऑफ filtrate is 180 liters daily. Kidneys are filtering the blood. However, the volume actually which is excreted in the form of the urine is only almost 1 liter or so. I move on for the video presentation in the next.